Any tips in learning Japanese as a fourth language, Ike? Find a way to study that does not bore you. That's the big hurdle. It's losing motivation because you think studying is boring. Because it is. Studying is boring. Any type of studying is usually boring. You need to find a way to make it fun. So, different ways to make it fun. Obviously, learn the basic. Learn hiragana, learn katakana. Learn a little bit of the grammar through traditional study methods. Whether you do that on your own or with a teacher, that's great. But once you start to be able to read a little bit and start to be able to understand a little bit, then you can move on to like watching things or reading things where you can start making Anki cards or flashcards of words that you do not know or do not understand, and then do like 30 minutes of flashcard practice every single day. And then once you have learned a couple of those kanjis and those words and the sentences that they're used in, using various decks that you can download for your Anki application, after that you can move on to immersion and just watching streams, dramas, anime, movies, anything in Japanese. And whenever you don't hear anything, you make another card, and or whenever you don't understand something that you heard, you make another card, you repeat, you do that SRS, like the practice with the flashcards, 30 minutes a day, and eventually you'll notice that gradually you're understanding a lot more and more, and eventually Japanese just becomes less and less ambiguous. If you want to go really, really hard on it, and if you do, I might consider you a little bit crazy, then you might go full immersion and basically cut out the other languages completely out of your life and only surround yourself with Japanese. That's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy. Not a lot of people do that. You need to be a little bit... how do I say this in a decent way? You need to be a little bit mentally ill to do it, in my humble opinion. But if you can't do it, then it's probably gonna be a very powerful experience. It's brave. That's one way of putting it. You gotta lock in for that? Yeah, you essentially start role-playing like you're Japanese. That's what some people do in order to learn the language. It is very difficult, it's very hard to commit to, and I would never do it personally, but the people that have done it successfully have some of the most incredible Japanese I've ever seen people that have it as a second language have. It's kind of crazy. I'm taking JLPT in a bit more than a month. I need this encouragement. Good luck! All the best with JLPT. If it means anything, from what I've heard from people that have gotten a perfect score on JLPT isn't that important. Only if you're trying to get like a job. When it comes to actually talking to people and just trying to make friends or just enjoying media, JLPT is not really that important. Like, either you understand the language or you don't. You don't need a piece of paper telling anyone that you understand the language. They will be able to understand that themselves. It's only an employer that needs a piece of paper that lets them know that, yes, this person does indeed speak Japanese at a level proficient enough for a workplace. So it's a little bit of a difference. So unless you're trying to get a job in Japan or trying to work with like any sort of Japanese entity, JLPT is not that important. Unless you want to use it as a metric of gauging your progress. That's also a very valid way of using it. Although, in my personal opinion, there are better ways of doing that because the JLPT can be very demotivating with how difficult it is sometimes.
やる気が出ない、やる気が出ない、布団から出られない。